Hey guys, what's going on? This is Epik here. I'm back again with another video, and today I'm going to show you guys how I spec into my healer role, and I'm going to share with you guys some of the main priorities that I like to focus on while I'm healing. I'm going to explain to you guys why I spec into a certain tree the way that I do and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's get started. Alright guys, welcome back. So I'm going to try to keep this video as short as possible because I don't want to bore you guys to death, and I don't want to blabber on about something that you guys probably already know. I know that a lot of you guys in the DC community already have really good insight on how it is that you should spec into healer role. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys how I spec and how I spend my skill points versus other healers and what they typically do. For those of you who are new to Celestial or don't understand how Celestial works, I'll go over every single healing power and show you guys what I use in my loadout. So let's go ahead and do that. So I like to use Consume Soul, Admonish, Blessing, Divine Light, Renew, and Wrath of the Presence. Alright, so Consume Soul is probably Celestial's staple heal over time. Definitely something very handy to have. Consume Soul is going to give you 7 ticks of heal over time. So if you count 7 seconds, once that's over, you can go ahead and refresh it by activating it again. Admonish, this is going to be your 4-man heal. It's going to heal you and 3 other people in the group with the lowest health. If you combo Admonish into Blight, this will serve as your second heal over time, and it will also stack with your Consume Soul. Blessing is your typical 4-man healer shield. It's going to shield you and 3 other people in the group. Divine Light is a very nice power to have. So what it does is it's gonna heal a medium-sized chunk of health, and then not only does it do that, but it's gonna also allow a heal over time. So let's say if we're in an instance where 5 or 6 of your members, let's say their health is below 50% and you need to get their health back up like immediately, you can go ahead and hit Divine Light and you'll see a good chunk of all of their health return, and also a heal over time on top of that. Renew, this is going to be a Celestial's priority heal. It's going to heal you and also another person in the group with the lowest amount of health. And then Wrath of the Presence, this is basically my primary third heal over time. So when you hit Wrath of the Presence and don't combo it, you're going to see a burst damage come off of Wrath of the Presence. But if you combo Wrath of the Presence into Consume Soul, that's the transitioning into the Consume Soul is where you're going to get the effects of the heal over time. So what I commonly like to do is I like to combo Admonish into Blight, clip into Consume Soul, and then clip into Wrath of the Presence. So unlike other healers, what I like to do differently is I don't necessarily mod all straight restoration. I do use split mods and in my yellow sockets, my blue sockets, and my red sockets. When I'm speccing into my trees, of course, just like any other healer, you want to make sure that you grab all of your healing criticals. You want to make sure you grab all of your restoration innate in the middle of the tree and also at the very bottom. I'm not sure how other healers spec, but I don't really like to rely on a troll to push out power for me so that I can do my job efficiently. What I like to do is I like to spec into every power innate in whatever tree that allows me to do so. So that way it increases my power pool so that I can have a very good sufficient amount of power that I can just use in order to keep the group alive so that they can do their job, instead of me having to constantly tell the troll to, hey, you gotta push out more power, because if you don't, I can't keep the group alive. And so having that big power pool is just a very nice thing to have. Another thing that I focus on is, because Celestial is a precision-based power, and the more combos that we execute in a certain sequence, the more damage we're going to get. What I like to do is I spend the rest of my skill points on getting all of my damage crits. I do have a good chunk of skill points that will allow me to grab all of my restoration innates, my healing critical innates, and also my damage crits. Once all of that has been done, whatever skill points I have left, I spec into my precision innates to increase the amount of precision that I have. Because I am Celestial, I am a precision based power. The more precision I have, the more damage you're going to see from your combos. Alright, so earlier I mentioned me modding my gear with split mods. So typically I know that a lot of healers in the yellow mods, they like to go straight restoration. However, what I do is I like to use restoration and precision in my yellow sockets. And then of course I want my affinity bonuses, so I'm going to use restoration and precision in my shoulders and my head. And then for my chest and for my legs, I know a lot of healers use restoration and health, but I'm using dominance and precision because I just want that extra precision to dish out that extra damage every time I execute combos. Alright guys, so now let me go ahead and show you the trees and how I spec. So I am using Brawling Weapon Mastery, so I have the the Brawling and the Martial Arts Weapon Mastery trees unlocked. I have my healing crits, I also have my critical attack crits spec'd as well, and also the power pool that I was telling you guys about. Alright, same thing for this tree, healing crit, restoration, attack crit, restoration at the bottom. So, you guys get the drift. In every single tree, that's what I'm getting here. Attack crit, healing crit, my power, and then, every single tree, same thing. Healing crit, attack crit, and then, healing crit, restoration, power, restoration. Same thing here, healing crit, power, my attack crit, and my restoration innate. So yeah, basically down the tree, everything is spec'd exactly the same way. I grab all of my healing crits, my restoration innates, and then my attack crits, and then whatever skill points I have left, I can just grab my my precision innates. Alright guys, so I've shown you how I spec and how I use my skill points in every tree, how I mod my gear. So now you guys probably have a good understanding that I play a little bit different from what other healers usually like to do and how they spec. Alright, so one of the common questions that I usually get is how am I able to put out so much damage and still heal so effectively, especially when I'm in a raid healing with another healer. People usually like to check the scoreboard to make sure that everyone's doing their job the way that they should be and that they're doing it well. And so people will notice that out of all the support roles, I'm usually always on top in damage. I'm usually below maybe the lowest DPS or keeping up with the DPS. And if you guys have watched the video so far, now you guys understand I have all of my attack crits unlocked, and basically whatever skill points I have left, I use it to increase my precision so that when I'm performing combos, I'm able to enhance the amount of damage that I can put out. And at the same time, because I am in healer role, I'm still putting out heals while I'm inputting these combos. Alright, so another question that people ask me is, hey Epik, in your loadout, do you use any supercharges or do you just run without a supercharge? Well, it just depends on the raid that we're in. If we're in some kind of an instance where a lot of people tend to lose health a lot, then I do take out Wrath of the Presence, and I like to use Sacrifice. Sacrifice is probably one of Celestial's best supers. It's going to put a shield over every single person in the group except yourself, which I think is kind of retarded. But not only does it do that, it also gives out heals, and it's also going to give out a little bit of power, which I'm sure the troll will appreciate a lot. So yeah, I like to use Sacrifice. I know that a lot of other healers like to use Consecrated Ground. It's basically going to mitigate any damage that is being done to wherever the consecrated ground is being placed on. A lot of people ask, hey, what about Curse Idol? Curse Idol is a very nice super to have depending on what the instance you're running. Every instance that you're in, it's just going to vary. Curse Idol, I don't really like to use a lot. I mean, it's nice damage over time, and it's also going to do a little bit of healing over time, but I don't really use it as much. If I had to choose out of all of the supers between Celestial, I'd probably either go with Consecrated Ground or Sacrifice. Okay, so another common question that I usually get from a lot of people is, you know, basically if I had to offer some advice to those who are new to Celestial healing, or those who basically want to heal more effectively using Celestial, what would I say and what advice would I give? Well, you know, it doesn't really matter what power you are, but one of the most tedious things, or you know, one of my pet peeves is whether if I'm healing with another healer or if I'm actually trolling for a healer, I come across a lot of healers who like to spam heals. A lot of the times I come across a lot of healers who like to hit admonish into blight and then to consume soul, and then they'll clip that with like renew. You know, I do understand there are going to be certain times where you are going to have to spam, you know, your heals to keep the group alive, but you know, most of the time it's not going to be that case. And so some advice I would give is you guys have to trust in your heal over times. You know, your job is to make sure that you keep people alive so that they can do their job. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to make sure the health bar is constantly full all the time. I mean, more power to you if you can do that and keep everyone's everyone's health bar full. But if you have to constantly spam your heals to do that, I don't think that troll who's in that raid is gonna like you very much, because I'm sure nowadays a lot of you guys don't run with 2 trolls anymore. You're only running with 1 troll, so you know you're going to be putting a big strain on that troll who's dishing out a lot of power for you to, you know, do your job properly. So one of the things that I would have to say is you guys have to trust and you guys have to believe in your HOTS. Like, you have to let it run its course. I had a league mate who I'm not going to mention, but she knows who she is. She would always constantly spam all of her powers with renew, and she would eat up her power all the time. It didn't matter what power she switched to, she always do that all the time. And one of the things that we tried to teach her was that you have to trust your HOTS. Your HOTS are going to be slow, but if you let it run its course, then you don't constantly have to make sure that everyone's health bar is full all the time. That's probably one of the major issues that a lot of healers do, is they don't allow their HOTS to run its course. They will hit their HOT and then they see that, oh, this person's health bar isn't full, so they'll go back and they'll reactivate like admonish or renew or something like that. And then, you know, basically, where did your HOT go? You just kind of like you basically just healed over what your HOT was supposed to do. So now your HOT's sort of like going to waste. So what was the point of even casting it in the first place, you know? So that's probably one of the main advices that I would give to a lot of healers. Make sure that you guys trust in your HOTS, you know, don't spam heals. Then you can be more of an effective healer, and not just that too, but the troll in the raid probably won't hate you as much. Yeah, and that's probably it. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope that this video helped you guys in some way or whatever. Hopefully by showing you guys how I spec and how I play my Celestial healer role, maybe you guys will, I don't know, play in a similar style or whatever. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. If this helped, feel free to share it with your friends or whatever. Sub, like, all that good stuff, and more content in the future to come. So alright, you guys take care. See you guys around.